Hello everyone. Today we are going to start class 4th EVS chapter 16. The name of the chapter is A Busy Month. This chapter is a letter written by Giju Bhai Badheka who lives at Bhavnagar in Gujarat. In this letter you will read about the birds that you see all around. After reading this letter, you all should observe birds around you. Let's start the chapter. This chapter is in the form of a letter which was written by Giju Bhai from Bal Mandir, Bhavnagar on 13th April 1936. He writes, "Dear children, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There are no clouds in the sky. The sun is burning hot." Means he writes to address you all that it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the sky was clear. There was no clouds in the sky. The sparrow, doves and sunbirds have started working in pairs as they prepare to make their nest. Some of the birds have already made their nests. In some of the nests, the eggs have hatched. The parents' birds are busy feeding the chicks with different kinds of insects and other things. Means the sparrow, doves and sunbirds had started working in pairs as they were preparing to make their nests. In some of the nests, the eggs had hatched. The parents' birds were busy in feeding their chicks with different kinds of insects and other things. He further writes, "In our courtyard also there is a baby dove. There is another egg in the nest, but it has not hatched yet." It means in their courtyard also there was a baby dove. There was another egg in the nest, but it had not been hatched till that time. He writes, "On the way to Gopal Bhai's house, there are many stones along the roadside. In the space between these stones, an Indian robin has laid its eggs. Bachu Bhai showed it to me." Means while going to Gopal Bhai's house, there were many stones along the road. In the space between these stones, an Indian robin had laid its eggs. Bachu Bhai showed that to him. He further writes, "I looked through the binoculars. I saw that the nest was made of grass. On top there were soft twigs, roots, wool, hair and cotton wool. This is how the robin makes its nest. What a soft and cozy home for its chicks. The robin is not like the crow. A crow's nest is made of all kind of things, even pieces of wire and wood." He says, when he looked through the binoculars, then he saw that the nest was made of grass. On top there was soft twigs, roots, wool, hair and cotton wool. Robin makes its nest by using these things. It is very soft and cozy home for its chicks. Then he compares robin's nest with crow's nest. He says, "A crow's nest is made of all kind of things, even a piece of wire and wood. It is not soft like robin's nest." Then he further writes, "I saw a baby bird in the robin's nest. It was sitting with its beak wide open. The mouth was red from inside. In a little while, the robin flew to the nest and put something in the chick's open beak. Maybe a few small insects. By then it was evening. The robin settled down with its chick." Means he saw a baby bird in the nest. It was sitting with its beak open. The mouth was red from inside. In a little while, the robin flew to the nest and put something in the chick's open beak. He thought that it may be few small insects, but he was not sure. He further tells that by then it was evening and Robin came back to the nest to spend time with its chick. Children, do you know that the quail sings sweetly? Do you know that this bird does not make its own nest? It lays its eggs in a crow's nest. The crow hatches them along with its own eggs. So, the bird that does not make its nest is quail. Now, there is a small tree nearby. It has a nest hanging from its branch. Birds are so wonderfully different. The crow builds its nest high up on a tree. The dove makes its nest among the thorns of a cactus plant or a mehendi hedge. The sparrow can be found in and around our house. It makes its nest anywhere, on the top of a cupboard, behind a mirror, or on a ledge. Means there is a small tree nearby. It has nest hanging from its branches. Birds are so wonderfully different. They make their nest in a very beautiful manner. The crow builds its nest high up on a tree. The dove makes its nest among the thorns of a cactus plant or a mehendi hedge. The sparrow can be found in and around our house. It makes its nest anywhere, on the top of a cupboard, behind a mirror, or on a ledge. Sparrow makes its nest anywhere, on the top of a cupboard, behind a mirror, on a ledge. Pigeons also make their nest like this. Often they make nest in old or deserted buildings. The barbet or coppersmith bird can be heard in the summer with its tuk 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 call. It makes its nest in a hole in a tree trunk. And the tailor bird uses its sharp beak to stitch together two leaves on a bush. It lays its eggs in the fold of the leaf that it has made. This is its nest. So, sparrow makes its nest on the top of a cupboard, behind a mirror, or on a ledge. Pigeons also make their nest like this. Often they make their nest in old or deserted buildings. The barbet or coppersmith bird can be heard in the summer with its tuk 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 call. It makes its nest in a hole in a tree trunk. And the tailor bird uses its sharp beak to stitch together two leaves on a bush. It lays its eggs in the fold of the leaf that it has made. This is its nest. See, a tailor bird is making its nest here in the picture. He writes, the sunbird makes a nest that hangs from the branch of a small tree or a bush. The same evening we saw a sunbird's nest. Can you guess what its nest is made up of? The nest has hair, grass, thin twigs, dry leaves, cotton wool, pieces of tree bark, pieces of cloth rags, and even spiders' cobwebs. Means the sunbird makes its nest hanging from the branch of a small tree or a bush. The same evening they saw a sunbird's nest. The nest had hair, grass, thin twigs, dry leaves, cotton wool, bits of tree bark, pieces of cloth rag, and even spiders' cobwebs. He further says, when I looked through the binoculars, I could see a chick in the nest. It was sitting near the small opening in the nest. It was waiting for its mother to bring some food. What else can it do? Just eat and sleep. And when he looked through his binoculars, he could see a chick in the nest. It was sitting near the small opening in the nest, waiting for its mother to bring some food. It cannot do anything else, as it is too small. It just eats and sleeps. Now, an interesting fact. The male weaver bird makes beautifully woven nests. The female looks at all the nests and chooses the one that she likes the best and decides in which one to lay eggs. He further writes, all the birds are so busy these days. Making a nest and laying the eggs is only the first step. It is a difficult task to raise the young ones in the nest which had been made with so much effort. Means all the birds were so busy that was their nesting season, but making the nest and laying the eggs is only the first step. It is really difficult to raise the young ones in the nest which had been made with so much effort. Birds have many enemies, humans and other animals too. Crows and squirrels, rats and cats, all of them wait for their chance to steal the eggs. Many times they even break the nest. Means birds have many enemies, humans and other animals too. Crows and squirrel, cats and rats, all of them wait for a chance to steal the eggs. Many times they even break the nest. He further writes, to keep oneself safe from danger, to find food, make a nest, hatch the eggs and raise the chicks safely. All these are tests for every bird. And see how the bird still sing with joy and spread their wings and fly freely. So, keeping oneself safe from danger, to find food, to make a nest, to hatch the eggs and to raise the chicks safely. All these are tests for every bird. And see, still the birds are carefree. Birds sing with joy and spread their wings and fly freely. So, with the blessings, Giju Bhai ends the letter here. Okay, now tell, how many years ago did Giju Bhai write this letter? See, he wrote this letter in 1936. Now it is 2020. So, it was written 84 years back. Find out how old your grandfather and grandmother were at that time. See, this letter talks about many different birds. How many of these birds have you seen? You will write in the blank space. And you will also write how many other birds have you seen? Which one? Have you seen a bird's nest? Where did you see it? Now tell, which is your favorite bird? Can you show your friends in the class how it flies and what sound it makes? Guess what this bird is. A crown on the head and coins on the tail. So many shades of blue from top to tail. He has given a clue also. It is our national bird. Tell, which bird is this? Yes, it is peacock. Peacock is our national bird. Well, do you know of any other bird that makes its nest in a tree trunk like the barbet does? Yes, it's woodpecker. Now there is an activity. If there is a nest inside or around your house, look carefully at it. Remember, do not go too near the nest and do not touch it. If you do, then the bird will not come to the nest again. You will observe the nest for some days and note down the following things. But remember, do not go too near the nest and do not touch it. If you will do so, then the bird will not come back to the nest again. You will note the things like, where is the nest made? What is the nest made up of? Is the nest ready or are the birds still making it? You will also note down, can you recognize Which bird has made the nest? What things does the bird bring to the nest? And is there any bird sitting in the nest? You will also see if there are any eggs in the nest. Can you hear any sound like chee chee from the nest? It means if there is any baby bird there. If there are chicks in the nest, what do the parents birds bring for them to eat? And how many times in 1 hour do the bird come to the nest? You will also see how many days it takes the chicks to leave the nest. You will also make a picture of the nest in your notebook. Now you have seen how birds use many different things to make their nest. Use some of these things and make a nest. Make a small paper bird to put in your nest. You will also see if there are any eggs in the nest. Can you hear any sound like chee chee from the nest? It means if there is any baby bird there. If there are chicks in the nest, what do the parents birds bring for them to eat? And how many times in 1 hour do the bird come to the nest? You will also see how many days it takes the chicks to leave the nest. You will also make a picture of the nest in your notebook. Now you have seen how birds use many different things to make their nest. Use some of these things and make a nest. Make a small paper bird to put in your nest. Birds use the nest only to lay their eggs. After the eggs have hatched and the chicks have grown, they leave the nest. Imagine how it would be if we also had to leave our homes as soon as we learned how to walk and talk. Means birds leave their nest after the eggs are hatched and chicks have grown up. It is really very difficult to leave our homes as soon as we learn how to walk and talk. After they leave their nest, different kind of birds live in different places. Some on trees, some near or on water, and some on land. Other animals also have different places where they live, on land, under the ground, in water, or on trees. Let's have some fun. Make 3 groups in the class. Each child must draw a picture of an animal and color it. They should then cut each picture out. Now you will have many pictures. Children in one group will take the cutouts of the pictures of animal that live on land. Means the animals living on land will be taken out. They should then draw soil, grass and some trees on a chart paper. Then they will draw soil, grass and some trees on a chart paper. Then they will stick the pictures of land animals at the correct places on the chart. Animals living on land are called terrestrial animals. The second group will take the cutouts of pictures of animals that live in water. They should then color a chart paper blue to show water. Then also draw water plants and stones there. They should then stick the pictures of animals that live in water on the chart. You know the animals living in water are called aquatic animals. The third group will take the cutouts of the pictures of animals that live on trees. One child in the group will draw a big tree on a chart paper and color it. Then all the children in the group must stick their cutouts of the pictures on the chart paper of their group. The animals living on trees are called arboreal animals. You know, some animals live both in water and land. These animals are called amphibians. See the picture. Different birds have different kind of feet depending on their needs. The first one is to swim in water. It is webbed feet. For example, duck. Then the second one to hold the tree branches. Look at the structure carefully. It is for perching, like sparrow. Has this type of feet. The third one is to catch the prey. See the nails? It hunts other small animals. For example, eagle and hawk. The fourth one is to climb the tree. For example, woodpecker. Fifth one is to walk on land. For example, ostrich. You know, children, osprey is a fish eating specialist. It is a bird of prey. Now, bird beaks according to the food. First one is to tear and eat meat. The second one is to make holes in wood and tree trunk. Third one is to suck nectar from the flowers. Fourth one is to find insect and worm from the mud and shallow water. See the fifth one? It is to break and crush seeds. See the sixth one? To cut and eat many kinds of food. The beaks of bird depend on the type of food they eat. Now, animal teeth. You have seen that animals have different type of teeth. You know that there are 4 type of teeth. Incisors, canines, premolars and molars. See, cows have short front teeth for snipping grass. The teeth on the sides are large and flat for chewing the grass. Cats have sharp teeth for tearing and cutting meat. See, snakes have sharp curved teeth, but they do not chew their prey. Snakes always swallow their food whole. Then see, squirrels' front teeth, they keep growing throughout their life. So they have to keep gnawing on things to keep their teeth from becoming too long. Now you will find out about your own teeth and write. You will write what is your age, how many teeth do you have any of your teeth fallen or broken? If yes, then how many? How many new teeth do you have? How many of your milk teeth have fallen but no new teeth have come in their place? You will write all this in your textbook only. Now you will find out more about teeth. Look at your friend's teeth. Are there different kind of teeth? Draw one front tooth and one back tooth in your notebook. Can you see any difference between these teeth? See, the front tooth is called incisor and the back one is called molar. Their structure is different, means they look different, and their work is also different. The front teeth are for cutting while the back teeth are for chewing. Now imagine if you did not have any front teeth, both top and bottom, how would you eat a guava? Act and show how. Then you have your front teeth but no teeth at the back. Someone gives you a roti. Show how would you eat it. Now you do not have any teeth in your mouth. What kind of things would you like to eat or would you be able to eat? Draw a picture in your notebook. How would you look if you had no teeth? And also find out from old people who do not have teeth what are the things that they cannot eat. Of course, they cannot eat the hard things. They eat only soft things. That's all for this lesson. Have a nice day.